Hello everybody. Today on Compton Shenanigans, what we're going to do with this, and I know there's a lot of oil on it, we're going to make a spacer for this chain. We can't really slide forward a whole lot more before we run into some issues, so we're actually, I can't. Alright, as you can see, we are kind of all the way back. And I know if we went forward a little bit, we would be able to take some slack out of that chain. We'd be able to take some slack out of the chain if we moved it forward a little bit. But again, we don't really have a whole lot of room before the engine starts hitting the seat, vibrating the seat. So what we're going to do to fix this problem is we're going to make engine spacers today. So lift the motor up a little bit at a time and keep putting spacers in until we get what we want. So what we're going to use as a spacer is this 3/16 says 1.5 by 3 foot, and it is close enough. And we're going to be cutting this down, drilling holes where it go, and then we'll slip one under the engine as we go to get the engine up a little higher, get some slack out of that chain. So the first thing we need to do is figure out where our holes are. I'm not going to pull the motor off yet, which would be the right thing to do. But I'm not going to pull the motor off yet. What I am going to do is use a similar motor that was on it before, because I know the hole spacings will be close. And I am going to oversize the holes slightly because it is a spacer. It's not really there for any other function than just to lift the motor up a little bit. Motor we're going to use is this one, and we're just going to kind of sit it on the edge of this strip, and we're going to mark with a paint marker where the holes need to be and where I need to cut at, and then we'll go outside with the cutoff wheel and we will slice this into pieces. Giving myself a little bit of extra play, and these holes might be a little harder to mark on this one. So for now, we'll mark the other side in the next group of holes. Oh, update on the tire for the motor. It went flat. It held some air, so fix it flat did work for the most part, but it I only used about half as much as I needed to use, so that's part of the reason why it was flat. There. I don't think that's deep enough to get those holes. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of mark where the holes are at. I'll just kind of center that. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. I guess we don't really need the motor on it right now. Mark the location of the holes. Alright, here's 2. Hopefully I don't need any more than 2. We'll make 4 just in case we need them. So as you can see on here, I have marks where I'm going to cut it across, spots I'm going to drill the holes out, and I'm going to go ahead and drill them out on my drill press before I cut them down the size. That way they're easier to manage on the drill press without it spinning on me being a smaller piece. So I'm going to center that hole. Being that it was 1.5 inches width on this, it'll be 3/4 of an inch to center. Get some ink flowing. And 3/4 be right there. Alright. Do the same with these. Don't have to be super accurate. These are really just spacers. So that our chain fits better. Last year we were getting it to pop off. The year before that we had the engine all the way to the front, and it was super vibrating. Definitely vibrating a lot. Alright, we're currently done with this engine. We can put it back. Alright, so we're going to start with a small drill bit, work our way up in size for drill bits. We have our Menards special drill bits. I broke one of these like right after I bought it. I was probably misusing it. Yeah, the 9/64 is gone. So we're going to start out with something small first. I think we'll start out with a 3/16, and then we will step up to 1/4. And I don't really know what size the bolts are, but we will go to the largest size I got after that, which is looks like 1/2 inch. Yeah, it's probably 1/2 inch. Yeah, it looks like 1/2 inch. Sorry, looks like 1/2 inch. I'm just going to go touch this into the hole, and if it's too big to go through, then I know the hole's big enough. Now what we're going to, because this is going to rotate the workpiece, this direction. Oh, dirty. Plan is, if we have the piece of steel in this way up against this, then this pole acts as a stop for it, so it doesn't come back towards us or spin in the drill bit. Spin in the drill. Yes, very windy day. So now that our drill bit's in and we're set up, we will plug it in. Now that we're not touching anything, adjusting anything, moving anything. Alright. We're going to take this up against that. And then we're going to put our emergency on-off lockout. Put that back in so we can turn it on. And we're going to start drilling. First thing we're going to need is a little bit of oil for it. Make sure that we don't cook the drill bit. Want some lubrication. My oiler is currently MIA by the looks of it. I don't see it. we're going to use a little bit of PB Blaster for lube. Oh, that's the closest thing I got. Put a little bit of that on there. We are tight up against the stop. Go nice and slow and easy. I got a mess to clean up, but it's done. All the holes are there. Just about where they need to be. Alright, I'm going to go outside and cut those things up, clean it up, and I'll see you when I get back. Alright, sorry about the bouncing around. Try to keep it stable. Alright, so bolts are going to be 1/2 inch for the motor mount. These are the spacers, painted, finished. Cut them off with a hacksaw. Tried the Harbor Freight grinder. It did not survive the job. A little handmade drill, or whatever. It's a drill. I'm going to use it to take bolts off because, well, you know, if you can, you can. Now, I'm using a 13 millimeter for the top bolt because I don't have 2 1/2 inch sockets, obviously. So, hi guys, welcome back. I just got that bolt off. Apparently, I used the 14 millimeter with a lock washer and not one of those silicone type bolts in one of the holes, the hardest to get to holes, which I don't understand why I did that, but it's done, it's over with, I got it out. I lost, the washer and the nut down the massive holes in the floor. So they're going to win today, they're going to get paid. But, so I made 4 of those spacers, and I put one in, and as you can see, with one in, I have appropriate chain tension. just with one spacer in. Do I need to put the second one in? I'm going to say no. I'm not going to have to put the second one in. So, okay, I made 4. I didn't know how many I was going to need. It looks like one's enough, so I will bolt this thing back together. And we will take it for a spin out in the yard. See if that chain comes off anymore. This is the problem we had last year. I know you weren't with us last year, but we're going to try to keep you with us as much as we can this year, so that you don't miss out on things that we're up to. Alright, with that, I guess that's the end of the video. So anyway, here's my extra spare. I got 2 more drying from the paint up on the shelf. That wasn't much of a video, but you get what you get. Everybody have a good day. See ya.